This is Breaking News with Peter Jennings. Team America has once again pissed off the entire world after blowing up half of Cairo.
Every minute of every day until we decide it's over.
So what's happening in the Middle East right now is insane. Donald Trump's United States, aka Team America World Police, or aka the Pizza Party, as well as Israel, are engaged in open conflict with Iran. Missiles are flying across multiple countries, with the Board of Peace's leader initiating his first war since the committee was established only a month ago. Many experts are already whispering the unthinkable. Could this spiral into World War III? Who knows? A famous man once said, when a ruler fears rebellion, he declares war. That's from Napoleon Bonaparte. And considering the recent news scandal in the US, are nations really going to war because of nuclear threats abroad or because of a crisis at home? Let's break it down. So, here's what's actually happening right now. America and Israel launched a massive strike on Iran in late February early this year, not too long ago, hitting military bases and leadership compounds, as well as residential areas unfortunately. Early reports claimed that Ali Khamenei was killed, and yeah, that is the supreme leader himself. That sent shockwaves across Iran and the entire region. Iran responded with missiles and drones targeting US bases in Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait and UAE, amongst several other countries, using intel provided by the Chinese. Israel is under attack too, with rockets fired from Iran as well as by Hezbollah in Lebanon, who are taking full opportunity to strike while the enemy is distracted and vulnerable. Many areas are being hit. This isn't just military to military anymore. Cities in the UAE, Israel and Iran are on the edge of collapse. Airspace closures and airport shutdowns are disrupting travel globally, and oil prices are spiking because the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important shipping lanes, is now closed as it is effectively in a war zone. European countries are calling emergency meetings in efforts to try and mediate the situation, but Iran are refusing to back down after being attacked, feeling that they're within the rights to defend themselves. Global leaders are watching and markets are panicking. Basically, this conflict went from 0 to 100 overnight and shook the entire world. So, you might be asking yourself, why should I care? And my answer to that would be, it could get a lot bigger. If more regional countries get involved, or potentially even other adjacent allies, this could go beyond a Middle Eastern conflict, with some analysts even fearing a chain reaction involving the most prominent global powers. Considering the countries which are currently involved, nuclear tension is real, whether Iran possesses these weapons or not. Look at what happened to Japan in World War II, for example. They were used by the United States to make their enemy surrender, and the longer this conflict lasts, the greater chance there is of that once again becoming reality. Economics are also a huge factor. Oil prices are skyrocketing. Global markets hate uncertainty. Your wallet could feel this even if you live thousands of miles away. The human cost is already climbing. Civilians and military personnel are dying, refugees are on the move, and hospitals are becoming overwhelmed. This isn't some distant news story, it's a ripple that could hit every corner of the globe. So, I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about how this built up, because it didn't happen randomly. The situation has been developing for a while. There's been long-standing tensions, with Israel claiming fear of Iran's nuclear program for decades. Netanyahu and other leaders have been sounding the alarm for over 40 years, as seen in many different interviews. However, I find this to be strange, considering the fact that America supposedly destroyed Iran's nuclear facility and its threat just last year, in another one of America's special operations, foreshadowing the events of present day. Additionally, proxy wars which have been influenced and facilitated by Iran across Gaza, Lebanon and Syria have centered it in the crosshairs of Israel and its allies for many years. Some people also believe that political scandals like the Epstein files could have motivated distraction tactics or even been used as leverage to initiate this conflict. Whether that's true is currently unknown, as is the reason this war kicked off in the first place, but that theory keeps people talking at least. In connection to this, Iran protesters also made their feelings clear earlier this year when they were seen burning an effigy of Baal publicly during the protests, sending a message directly to the rivals, which is a rabbit hole that I don't want to go down in this video. And ultimately, the disruption of Gulf oil could also shift global markets and benefit certain players outside of the region. In hindsight, was America capturing President Maduro earlier this year a power play? Taking advantage of his bounty? Was seizing Venezuela's oil a contingency plan? Ensuring the stability and continuity of this resource, considering what's followed? Basically, all these threats came together like a powder keg ready to explode, and now it has. So, let's look at the bigger picture. We could potentially be looking at a new world war unfolding, and this is going to affect multiple countries with modern day cutting edge technology, and it's going to make World War II look like a pillow fight if it actually happens. If things continue to escalate, more efficient and effective ways of delivering death will be utilized. I'm talking hypersonic and ballistic missiles, suicide drones, and potentially even boots on the ground on nuclear devices. Unfortunately, the people that will suffer are the same people that always suffer during these conflicts. It won't be the leaders or their families. It will be you and your neighbors who get caught in the crossfire, and you will suffer in more ways than one. It's like watching a game of Jenga. Once one piece falls, the rest will fall faster than anybody can imagine. So here's where it gets interesting, and this is my take based on the current information. Iran is likely to lose militarily as the conflict continues. They can continue to fight resiliently, causing more damage than anybody would have originally expected. But it is tough because they're fighting against the US and Israel and, potentially others as well. It's a very difficult situation. And if Israel survives, they could emerge as the dominant Middle Eastern power with Iran out of the way, almost as if it was planned. But that doesn't guarantee stability. Power vacuums create chaos, not order. America also might face some domestic challenges, with politics being shaken currently, and they will likely continue to be shook by this. Casualties, high oil prices, economic stress are likely to erode trust in leadership, especially in Trump and MAGA. The world will lose faith in America as well. They might not see them as being as reliable as they once did, depending on how this plays out diplomatically. And that will fracture long-standing relationships. Just this week, Spain and the UK have been criticised by Donald Trump himself for not acting as quickly or for denying the request to use the air bases. That's not good for anybody. And side stories like the Epstein files have already started to disappear from headlines. Wars tend to push everything else aside, out of the spotlight, intentionally or not, and that's human attention in action. And there's a great risk of that scandal being memory hold and is seen as nothing but a conspiracy theory by future generations, unfortunately. Bottom line, things are moving fast, and it's anyone's guess how this will end. I would love to hear everyone else's take in the comments, and if you'd like me to do more videos covering this topic, just let me know. Don't get many comments right now, so if you suggest a video to make, I will likely do it. Thank you for watching.